like I'd been baited and switched. When you buy a house, I see the taxes at $2,700. I expect it'll vary a little bit, a few hundred, $1,000, but in no way did I expect it would go up 174%.
Many new homeowners faced this sticker shock when they received their trim notices with their new assessed home value. Those bills were due at the end of March.
You have been doing what you can to try to make this work.
It's very upsetting because I put most of my savings into the house, the down payment and the things, alarm systems and things like that. And I'm losing all of that because I have to sell the house and I'm not going to get really anything back. And then I have to look for a new house.
On Social Security, 68 years old and working just to pay my taxes. My property taxes were $895 a year. Now, my property taxes are approaching $8,000 a year over the last couple of years. And so we're paying $700 a month rent to the state to live in our own house. Problem is that I'm 68 years old and there needs to be a moratorium on what we have to pay. I worked the entire winter up on that mountain for $6,500 just to pay my property taxes because I'm stubborn enough I don't want to dig into my bank account to pay them. It's like, well, you want me to work? Well, I'll work. And I'm 68 years old and I'll work all summer. And most of my time is just to pay my property taxes to live in the house that I bought in 1995 where my children are raised. They want to get married there and I plan on being there until the very end. We just can't take this anymore. This was a great place and it still is, but the people that made it great can't afford to live here anymore and our kids can't come here.
In the US, the federal government does not collect a tax on property. Property taxes are unique to state and local governments. They account for a significant portion of the state's total revenue. When the cost of providing services increases, county administrations will raise the property tax rates to meet their budgetary needs. Adam, a leading curator of real estate data, released its 2023 property tax analysis for 89 million US single-family homes. The data shows that $363 billion in property taxes were levied on single-family homes in 2023, up 6.9% from the previous year. Effective rates increased last year throughout much of the US amid a combination of declining home values and rising tax bills. The decrease in values along with rising taxes is in stark contrast with the perception that taxes will only increase if the property's value increases. It's important for property owners to check with their local tax authority or assessor's office to understand what credits or exemptions they may be eligible for and how to apply for them.
Things they don't tell you when becoming a first-time homebuyer. Property taxes. So when you're a homeowner, you pay property taxes, okay? I've seen homes fluctuate and receive an additional $20,000 difference in reevaluation, and I've seen others reevaluate an additional $90,000. So what can you do as the homeowner? You can file an appeal. 9 out of 10, your property taxes are evaluated based on the owner prior to, right? And you kind of take that on. Now, here's what they don't tell you. As a homeowner, who lives within the home, you must file a homeowner's exemption. If you are a senior, you can also apply for a senior exemption. If you are military or ex-military, you can also apply for an additional exemption. If you're all three, a senior, you're a homeowner who lives in the home, and you're military, you can get approved for all three exemptions. What is an exemption? So an exemption is basically a credit on your property taxes for the year, okay? And property taxes can fluctuate, so you definitely, if you can get something off, you're going to get something off, right? And 9 out of 10, you'll always get approved for your homeowner's exemption if you're living in the home. Now, in order for you to apply for this, you would have to go onto your county's assessor's website. Now, let's say you didn't know anything about this exemption stuff and you've been in your house, you've lived there for 2 years, 3 years. You can also apply for the years that you were living in the home, so past exemptions.
Understanding how property taxes are calculated and assessed can help taxpayers navigate this aspect of their financial obligations. Property tax assessments are conducted periodically to determine the value of properties within the jurisdiction. Assessments can be based on a variety of factors, including recent sales of comparable properties, the property's size and location, and other improvements made to the property. Property owners have the right to appeal their property tax assessment if they believe they are inaccurate or unfair. While some increases in property taxes can be necessary to fund services, it's essential for local governments to consider the impact on homeowners, especially those facing financial hardship.